Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror. The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
There's nothing to fear.
Where's Rose? She's everything to me.
I think it's time you left things in my hands. Go on, rest now.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title Resident Evil RE-verse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil RE-verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate the Resident Evil 25th anniversary.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
This was his fate. Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to Hekolu Island. I went there to see Red's old monstie again. Then, of course, that's when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now a Rathalos egg. This is destiny.
This is the legendary monster, Ray's Wing Ratha, the monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power is too much for his body to bear.
A voice. Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the strength of everyone they meet. That makes them strong. My friends here taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
Tá aí mais um novo trailer do Wing of Hun. Dia 15 de agosto. Opa, tem uma versão teste. Legal.
Looks pretty epic, right? And how about that announcement? The canine companion
Galera,
Palamute from Monster...
aí, ó, dia 25
You can
de
get
junho,
an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter
teste,
Stories 2, Wings
e o
of
jogo
Ruin
vai sair em
trial
9 de
version,
julho, então
starting
vale
on June
muito a
25th,
pena
which also carries your
correr
progress
pra
over to the
cima,
full
né, que é o
game
que tá
release
falando aí.
just a few weeks later on July
Então, assim,
9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt.
Monster Hunter é um jogo que eu
Millions
gosto
of you made
bastante
Monster
do
Hunter
trailer.
Rise a huge success
Saiu
earlier this
Rise
year,
pro
and we have
Switch.
even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
Ver se tem alguma coisa nova aí.
Let's go! This is for my fellow hunters!
Rathalos is no runt. Moon's blessing emerge. Get ready. I have a good feeling. What will it be? Moon's blessing emerge.
O filme que saiu no fim do ano. Eles poderiam ter feito dessa Olha aí, vídeo colado.
Kamura is like my second home.
You think you can take on Rondine?
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise, and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore with the release of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. North American and European future attorneys will finally be able to get their hands on the Great Ace Attorney Adventures and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan. You'll travel back in time to the late 19th century Japan and London to play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now, let's hear more about the story.
Opa, vai falar um pouquinho da história agora do jogo.
So then, let's
Bora lá.
unravel
Bora
this
ver
mystery.
se tem pra passar por aqui.
Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer. I have to.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Who are you?
Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san.
Let us engage in the art of deduction, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, what have we here? It would seem the truth is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Objection! Your testimony completely contradicts the facts.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
You're the best lawyer in the world.
So we
Tá aí,
have
galera,
10
chega em
new
27 de
cases
julho
and
pra
8 mini escapades
PlayStation 4,
where you can take on the role of a
PC,
defense
Nintendo
attorney.
Switch.
Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation
Vai agora colocar
Examination.
pouquinho mais próximo da gente, vamos ver lá o que acontece, pouquinho mais do jogo.
Hello, I'm Jonathan, Capcom's marketing brand manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you
Vai
wouldn't
ter dois
mind.
novos recursos na
Capcom team
jogabilidade,
is
né, que é o
thrilled to present 2 new gameplay
Identification e
features,
Summary
Dance of
Examination.
Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to
Vamos lá, a
prove
gente
your
tem que
client's innocence,
provar, né, a
players will come across
inocência de quem está
conspicuous
sendo acusado,
situations that require
com
further
análises mais
examination
profundas.
with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock. Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
É, você vai ter
a
que
grandiose,
investigar
yet
bastante, vai
flawed
ter que
series
chegar
of
nas
conjectures.
melhores hipóteses para poder ter a sua dedução, né? Quanto melhor você for mais ativo, né, em todas as pistas que o personagem te dá no jogo, então você vai ter a solução do crime. Interessante. Aí você liga os fatos, isso é muito legal. Curti, gosto de jogos investigativos, então isso é bom.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
At this point,
você vai ter
players will be
que
prompted to search
procurar
for
por mais
clues to
pistas
help
caso você não
identify the
tenha tanta
errors in the
evidência assim,
detective's logic
para não
and
acusar
reveal the truth to the mystery.
erroneamente o suspeito. Isso é muito legal. Faz sentido, né? O cara não ser preso inocente.
As players present new
E
evidence
aí
and
você
observations,
tem, com
Herlock
base
will
nas
amend his
novas
deductions based on
deduções,
the
você
new
pode
information.
descobrir a verdade.
Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical,
Dança da
semi-literal
dedução.
dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
É onde você, tecnicamente você procura todo, vai escolher tudo dos personagens, deve ser isso, sei lá. Esses são os novos recursos que eles falaram aqui, que estão colocando no jogo. Então eles estão explicando, né? A Capcom está explicando esses recursos que o jogo vai ter. Ó, você vai acertando e vai aparecendo lá. Até descobrir quem é a pessoa de verdade, tem que descobrir. Olha só. O cara ligou os fatos e a mulher estava disfarçada, na verdade. Pavlova, né? O nome dela, é isso? Ó. Pronto. Dedução completa e crime. E caso resolvido. Aí você vai apelar pro tribunal, isso é legal, leva pro tribunal, faz o julgamento. Aí a galera vai ver o veredito, né, pela balança que provavelmente aparece no jogo, como antes. Tem ali o advogado de acusação, o advogado de defesa, juiz, jurados. É, pra quem gosta de advocacia, isso é uma coisa interessante, hein? Isso é legal, hein?
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select two contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Podem fazer qualquer erro e vai ter também jurado mal intencionado que pode querer prejudicar o julgamento correto. E vai ter também contradições, hein, galera. O jogo vai colocar coisas para o jurado vai dizer que tá errado. Você vai ter que debater, vai ter que provar que eles estão sendo persuadidos, fazendo coisa errada. Tentar equilibrar a balança ao seu favor, é claro que tem que levar para o seu favor, senão já era.
Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
This has just been a small taste of the exciting new gameplay features in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are very excited to get this game.
Galera, o jogo vai chegar no dia 27 de julho para PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch e Steam.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom. What about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from two of the stars of Capcom fighters, Rob TV and Vicious. They'll tell us what's been going on with Capcom esports, including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
Alguns jogadores ali,
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom Esports presentation
os
for E3
comentaristas da
2021.
Capcom,
My name is Vicious, commentator for the
Street
Capcom
League
Pro
Tour.
Tour, as well as Street Fighter League, here
jogador
with
profissional do
competitive
lado
Street Fighter
dele,
5 player and host extraordinaire,
Rob, né, eu acho.
Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it. And I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter 5, Capcom E3. It just feels right and you feel the electricity in the air.
Personagem novo aí nessa...
Nice! What? That was nasty! And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter 5 is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region,
Falando agora do torneio
sign up
mundial,
for
né, de Street
Capcom
Fighter
Pro Tour to prove and become possibly a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like...
Don't ever expect another man to control it.
So in this year's
Vai ser uma série de torneio, vai pagar
it's a
ali
series of tournaments that have
valor
$5,000
considerável.
on the line
Que
for
valor,
each
hein?
tournament. But that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Aí vê a reação de cada pessoa no campeonato, da torcida. É legal.
So behind me you can see in all of its glory the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set, and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right. We take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions.
Ele tá falando
and speaking of, the
que
Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot.
competições,
2021,
né?
we have 32
Vários
events
locais do
going on in
mundo.
the Capcom Pro Tour,
Parece
spanning across
até o Brasil
19
também.
different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we can expect for
esperar agora para
2021.
2021 ainda.
is your first qualifier for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour. Not
Aí
only
tá
can you
convidando
catch
o
the
pessoal
Capcom
para
Pro Tour
assistir
live on
os
the Capcom
campeonatos de
Fighters channel, you
torneio
can do so
nos canais
on
da
a plethora
Capcom
of platforms. We have it on
e também
Twitch,
seguir nas redes
YouTube,
sociais.
Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching
Tá
some of the
perguntando o
community-focused
que é
content that we
necessário
have on
para o cara
Capcom
ser um
Fighters. We
bom
have No Neutral, the
jogador.
official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have sets where we take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action. 6 teams of 3 duke it out in this battle tournament series to see who will walk away with the championship and the $150,000 prize pool.
Street Fighter
galera,
League is something
pelo
that you
jeito
don't
que
want to
tá
miss because
ocorrendo
normally
aqui,
we only
a
have
Capcom
1v1
aproveitou 30
content.
minutos só
But
de
now, you have to have
conferência
your teammates
e agora
at
tá
your
falando
back,
do
and
Street
every decision that you make
5.
is not just about
Talvez
you
não tenhamos
anymore.
muita coisa, muita novidade demais para aparecer, né? Ainda tem uns pouquinho aí, tem uma gordurinha de uns 6, 7 minutos ainda. Vamos ver o que rola.
What's happening?
It's so good.
Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening
Esse
right
momento da Capcom
now.
falando só dos
Top
campeonatos
players
de Street
representing
Fighter, né?
11
Que
regions
ela
around the
promove,
world
querendo ou não,
are competing for
a
their
Capcom ela é
place
bem
in the World Finals
conhecida
happening next
mundialmente pelos
month. Be
seus
sure to check out
campeonatos.
the official website for more information, including current
E ela não
standings
deixaria de
and
fora na
broadcast
E3 para falar um pouquinho mais
This event, everyone
dos
who
seus
logged in
campeonatos de
during this
luta.
period will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so
Tá
many
falando
events
que eles
so far. We
começaram
started off with the Japan
lá pelo
region.
Japão,
We've had a couple of more events
depois
going on
foram
afterwards, but the action
rodando
does
pelo
not
resto do
stop. In
mundo,
fact,
foram
we're
pro
going to be
Canadá,
continuing
Estados
off with the
Unidos.
Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys
Cidade
tune
de
in to see
Ohio.
the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the best Street Fighter V players in the world.
Capcom Pro Tour
compete
2021.
head-to-head.
Vai acontecer bastante coisa desse ano.
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
This is a game about being a world warrior. Capcom Cup tournament play.
Obviously, they got a rivalry. I'm the best in the world.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Cara, quando o rapaz é um jogador, é um bom profissional, pro player mesmo, de jogo de luta, meu amigo. Se você não sabe jogar, você não consegue. O primeiro golpe que o cara te dá, se você não souber defender, já era. Vai te dar um combo infinito e já era. Tá, gente?
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year. Let's recap what we all saw. Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience and RE-Verse as part of the franchise's 25th anniversary. We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, and Monster Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles to tap into the family history of Phoenix Wright and solve new cases. Finally, don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
Chronicles, que apresentou 2 modos novos. E também encerrou falando do campeonato de esportes do Street Fighter. Foi uma apresentação sem surpresas, achei que eles iam apresentar alguma coisa ainda no finalzinho, mas parece que não. Vamos ver aqui, quem sabe, esse finalzinho está aparecendo agora. Chegue algo novo, algo diferente. Vamos lá ver. Será? Nada, galera. Foi uma apresentação simples, sem nada de surpreendente. Achei que teria alguma coisa muito assim extraordinária, mas não aconteceu. Infelizmente, eu esperava um pouco mais, em virtude das coisas. Achei que a Capcom chegaria com um título agora para surpreender a galera, mas ela não fez. No site do Meu Gamer, estamos preparando o que saiu de melhor agora nesse evento. Vamos fazer nossas considerações lá também, do que poderia ter tido e não aconteceu. E agradeço quem está assistindo aí a nossa live. Amanhã vai ter a Nintendo, vai ter a Bandai também. Hoje foi um dia a mais para jogos indies, que eu adoro jogos indies. No site do Meu Game vai ter muita coisa ainda de hoje, e tá tendo também. Cara, esse evento é coisa demais, são mais de 300 trailers de jogos anunciados, e alguns novos também. Então, quem gostou e quem gosta mesmo de game, que novidades, entra lá no site do Meu Gamer para acompanhar o que tem de melhor e as novidades do mundo dos games. Valeu, galera, até a próxima live, e depois vou fazer um recapitulando o que aconteceu de melhor nesse dia e vou lançar lá no site do Meu Game, vocês podem acompanhar. Falou, galera, aqui é o Jafão Caleiro, até a próxima.